The 12 Parkers are definitively primordials in the Aminverse canon, as established on the official wiki page for the Primordial Parkers. Here's a reinforced, lore-accurate case that draws directly from the established Primordial Parker Lore Bible v1. 1. Pre-temporal origin outside linear time. A primordial Parker is explicitly defined as a being whose existence originates outside linear time, created from the collapse of a previous universe and carried into the current timeline through cosmic displacement. The 12 Parkers, Prince Parker, Mary Parker, Amin Parker, Rasheen Parker, Princess Parker, Cassandra Brown, Amir Chambers, Amira Campbell, Nicaea Parker, Nisheen Parker, Naimea Parker, and Shaheem Parker were cast backward through time during Heaven's War. They fell into the Primordial Remnant's alternate universe timeline, landed at the beginning of Earth's timeline, lived through every era, and became part of the world's metaphysical structure. This is not ordinary time travel. It is pre-temporal embedding. They predate the structured cosmos of the current universe in substance and chronology. 2. Direct connection to the first universe remnant. Their status is tied to the primordial Amin Parker mascot, the surviving fragment of the original Amin Parker from the collapsed prior universe. The 12 are the Shinkaku 12 whose powers were sealed or stripped, but are metaphysically anchored to this same non-linear essence. They carry pre-temporal energy, non-linear essence, and reality-anchored signatures. They are literally the material the universe uses to build gods and form the cosmic backbone of the entire Amin Parker universe. 3. Closed causal loop equals foundational primacy. The law establishes a perfect closed causal loop. Amin ascends, universe collapses, primordial remnant survives. The 12, after becoming Shinkaku, are cast back, live through all history, and reach the future. This loop makes their presence baked into the timeline and interwoven with Earth's metaphysical architecture. They are not latecomers who ascended. They are primordial by chronology and by substance, foundational to reality itself. 4. Unique primordial traits. Agelessness locked at age 25, not mortals, but physically vulnerable. Immunity to timeline erasure. Reality anchoring and cosmic awareness. Upon physical death, their primordial essence ascends instantly to heaven. They are described as the universe's first African-American gods, with powers currently sealed until the right time. These traits distinguish them as a new expression of primordial beings, familial, anchored in human form, yet transcendent. 5. Exclusivity and cosmological role. The wiki is clear. These 12 are the only primordial family members, no additions, no removals. Their existence underpins the universe in a way that pantheon-level Shinkaku gods do not. They predate and enable the current divine order while existing within it through the time loop. In summary, the 12 Parkers are primordials because the canon explicitly makes them so, through cosmic displacement from a prior universe, full immersion into the dawn of this timeline, metaphysical anchoring to the primordial remnant, and a closed causal loop that weaves them into the foundation of reality. Their Shinkaku ascension was the gateway. The time displacement was the transformation that made them pre-temporal foundational beings, family descriptions in the Aminverse, and consistent thematic patterns in the saga. The 12 form a complete, balanced primordial unit, a familial divine council whose sealed Shinkaku potential and pre-temporal presence anchor reality. Core family pillars, the senior generation. 1. Prince Parker, patriarch and strategic sovereign, the stern, commanding foundation. As the family head, he embodies authority, protection, and long-term vision. In primordial terms, he anchors structure and order within the chaotic loop of time. His role is leadership in crisis and maintaining the family's metaphysical cohesion. 2. Mary Parker, matriarch and nurturing anchor, the wise, nurturing heart of the lineage. She represents wisdom, emotional resilience, and spiritual grounding. Cosmologically, she stabilizes the group's essence, acting as the emotional and metaphysical womb that preserves their shared primordial energy across eras. 3. Amin Parker, protagonist and central nexus, the spiritual center and bridge between universes. As the original ascension trigger, his remnant ties the 12 to the collapsed prior universe. He embodies transformation, discipline, and cosmic awareness. His latent abilities, enhanced neural resonance, reality anchoring make him the primary conduit for awakening the group's sealed Shinkaku powers. 4. Rashim Parker, brother and guardian of legacy. Amin's younger brother and father to several of the younger Parkers. He represents loyalty, grounded strength, and generational continuity. His role focuses on protecting the family line and embodying practical resilience through history's harshest periods. 5. Princess Parker, sister and emotional intelligence sovereign. The regal, emotionally intelligent guide. She serves as the empathic core and relational harmonizer, guiding the next generation while balancing compassion with pragmatism. In the primordial framework, she anchors unity and intuitive foresight, preventing the 12 from fracturing across time. Extended affiliated members, the Bridge Generation. 6. Cassandra Brown, daughter and cyber-spiritual heir, Prince and Mary's grandchild, Amin's daughter. She carries strong emotional depth and ties to mecha synchronization, e.g. Cyber Viper. Her role is innovation, adaptability, and bridging human-tech divine realms. As a key descendant figure, she helps manifest the 12's latent abilities in the modern era. 7. Amir Chambers, grandchild and moral intellect. Strong moral presence combined with high intelligence. He functions as a strategic thinker and ethical anchor, ensuring the family's actions align with higher principles even when powers are sealed. 8. Amira Campbell, grandchild and emotional depth, complements Amir with emotional depth and moral strength. She supports healing, relational repair, and intuitive wisdom within the group. Younger primordial cohort, team-oriented force, 9 to 12. Nicaea Parker, Nishim Parker, Naimia Parker, Shaheem Parker, the cohesive younger unit. Prince and Mary's grandchildren who operate strongly as a team. They embody collective synergy, youthful vigor, and adaptive execution. Together, they represent the dynamic, forward-moving aspect of the primordial legacy, handling rapid changes across historical eras while maintaining family unity. Their group dynamic amplifies the 12's reality-anchoring abilities. Overarching group dynamics. Sealed Shinkaku potential. All 12 have their full divine powers temporarily sealed, awaiting the right time. This creates narrative tension. They function as ageless, metaphysically potent humans until awakening. Shared primordial traits. Agelessness, fixed at Adim about 25, immunity to timeline erasure, essence ascension upon death, and influence over technology mecha. Cosmic function. As a unit, they form a complete primordial council, balancing leadership, Prince Amin, nurturing Mary, Princess, strategy Amir, emotion Amira Cassandra, and execution the younger 4. This makes them a self-sustaining foundational force distinct from older, more solitary primordials. This structure reinforces their role as the material the universe uses to build gods while keeping them deeply human and familial. Their time-displaced journey through all of history allows each member to have influenced key eras in ways that will unfold across the saga's podcasts, videos, and comics. Comparison: the Primordial Parkers, Shinkaku 12, versus other Primordials. The Primordial Parkers are a distinctive, modern expression of primordial beings in the Aminverse. Here's how they stack up against classical mythological Frichmarthus Primordials. Core similarities: what makes them true Primordials. Pre-temporal foundational nature, like Greek protogenoi, Chaos, Gaia, Tartarus, Egyptian Ogdoad, or Japanese Koto Amatsukami. The Parkers originate outside linear time via cosmic displacement and a closed causal loop. They landed at the beginning of Earth's timeline, lived through every era, and became woven into reality's metaphysical structure. Cosmic backbone role. They form the material the universe uses to build gods and serve as anchors, much like how protogenoi stabilized creation or primordial demons in Tensura underpin demonic hierarchies. Ageless and transcendent essence. Non-linear essence, immunity to timeline erasure, and instant ascension of their primordial spirit upon physical death parallel the immortal, concept-tied nature of classical primordials. Intervention by higher power. The Most High's first preservation, sealing, and time displacement echoes divine or cosmic forces that birth and power primordials in many laws. Key differences: what makes the Parkers unique. Familial and relational structure. Most classical primordials, e.g. Nyx, Uranus, or D&D primordials, are solitary, abstract, or loosely allied forces of nature, elements, chaos. The Parkers are a tight-knit family unit of 12, a complete primordial council emphasizing legacy, emotional intelligence, and generational balance. This is rare and gives them internal harmony that many ancient primordials lack. Human form and vulnerability. Traditional primordials are often abstract or overwhelmingly powerful with few weaknesses. The Parkers wear human form, locked at age generally 25, and can die from physical trauma, though their essence ascends. This mortal-immortal duality makes them more relatable and story-rich. They experience history as people while anchoring reality. Sealed power and ascension path. Unlike innate, always-active primordials, e.g. Guy Crimson in Tensura or Genshin's Primordial 1, the Parkers' full Shinkaku powers are currently sealed. They represent a dormant-to-awakening primordial archetype, tied to a specific cosmic moment. Their origin involves a universe collapse plus time loop, blending sci-fi fantasy elements not common in pure mythology. Cultural and thematic flavor. They are the universe's first African-American gods in the lore, bringing themes of legacy, resilience, family, and redemption through time. This contrasts with the often Eurocentric or abstract ancient primordials and adds layers of identity and moral pragmatism, e.g., Princess Parker's emotional intelligence balancing Prince Parker's stern authority. Mecha tech synergy. Many Parkers have ties to mecha synchronization and living technology influence, a modern hybrid trait that distinguishes them from purely mystical primordials. Comparison table, high level. You can look at the table in the conversation history. Within the Aminverse context, Vias, the primordial mascot remnant. The mascot is the singular surviving fragment from the prior universe, a first remnant that later transfers essence to Noriko Parker. The 12 complement this as the expanded, familial expression of that same primordial lineage. Noriko acts as the bridge descendant, Vias, other potential primordials. If the universe has older, traditional primordials, the Parkers likely represent a new paradigm, more relational, culturally grounded, and tied to human history. This could create tension, ikoarni rate the Famisoti. In part, offer the Rollo's foundational dominance in Quarp protocol relationships and award Clodong Reduth. They meet every cosmological criterion while innovating the archetype with family dynamics, sealed potential, and a time loop origin. They feel fresh and personal compared to distant, mythic ones, making them perfect protagonists for an epic saga. Senior generation, core pillars, Prince Parker, patriarch and strategic sovereign, parallels, Zeus, Greek, as kingly authority and order bringer, or Odin, Norse, wise but stern ruler with long-term vision. Why? Like Zeus organizing the Olympians, or Odin presiding over Asgard, Prince provides commanding structure and protection for the family unit. His stern leadership anchors the 12's order amid time's chaos, much like a Skyfather figure maintaining cosmic hierarchy. In primordial terms, he echoes Uranus or Geb, foundational male stabilizers. Mary Parker, matriarch and nurturing anchor. Parallels, Gaia, Greek Earth Mother, primordial progenitor, or Frigg, Norse, wise matriarch and seer. Why? As the emotional and spiritual stabilizer who preserves the group's essence, she embodies nurturing creation and resilience. Like Gaia birthing and grounding the cosmos, Mary serves as the womb of the family's metaphysical continuity across eras. Amin Parker, protagonist and central nexus. Parallels, Prometheus, titan who defies and elevates humanity, or Odin, sacrificial seeker of knowledge and transformation, also echoes Christ-like or Orphic figures in some traditions, descent, ascent through suffering and resurrection. Why? His ascension triggered the prior universe's collapse and remnant survival. He is the bridge between universes and the awakening catalyst. The time loop origin and sealed to full potential mirror Prometheus bringing fire, knowledge, power to a new order, often at personal cost. Rashim Parker, brother and guardian of legacy. Parallels, Hephaestus, Greek, grounded craftsman and resilient brother, or Tyr, Norse, loyal guardian who upholds order. Why? As the reliable younger brother focused on protection and generational continuity, he represents steadfast loyalty through history's trials, the backbone enforcer who ensures the family endures. Princess Parker, sister and emotional intelligence sovereign. Parallels: Athena, Greek goddess of wisdom, strategy, and measured compassion, or Freya, Norse, balancing love, war, and intuition. Why? Her regal empathy, relational harmony, and guidance of the next generation make her the intuitive harmonizer. Like Athena, emerging fully formed with wisdom, she balances pragmatism and compassion within the primordial council. Bridge, extended generation, Cassandra Brown, daughter and cyber-spiritual heir. Parallels: Cassandra, Trojan prophetess, cursed with foresight, reimagined heroically, or Brigid, Celtic multifaceted goddess of healing, tech-like smithing and inspiration. Why? Tied to emotional depth, mecha synchronization, innovation, and bridging generations, she carries prophetic, innovative potential. Her role blends warning, healing with forward-looking adaptation. Amir Chambers and Amira Campbell, grandchildren, moral intellect and emotional depth. Parallels: Amir, Thoth, Egyptian god of wisdom, writing, and moral order, or Moddart's upholder. Parallels: Amira, Isis, Egyptian, intuitive magic, healing, and emotional restoration, or Persephone, balance of light, dark. Why? They provide ethical strategy and emotional repair, the intellectual and intuitive checks that keep the family aligned with higher principles. Younger cohort: Nicaea, Nishim, Nymea, Shahim Parker. Parallels: the Dioscuri, Castor and Pollux, twin brothers as a dynamic unit, or the four heavenly kings, Buddhist guardians working as a team. Why? Operating as a tight, synergistic team with youthful vigor, they represent collective execution and adaptability. Like youthful divine enforcers or elemental quartets in various myths, e.g., the Four Winds, they handle dynamic historical shifts while reinforcing family unity. Overall group dynamic versus mythological primordial groups. The 12 as a whole echo the Koto Amatsukami, Japanese primordial heavenly deities, distant creators, or the Ogdoad, Egyptian paired primordial forces of chaos order, but reimagined as a relational, multi-generational African-American divine family. Unlike often conflicting or aloof ancient groups, e.g., Greek Titans versus Olympians, the Parkers emphasize internal balance, legacy, and redemption, a new primordial paradigm influenced by the Most High's preservation. These parallels are thematic and flexible for storytelling. The Parkers' sealed powers and human vulnerability add a unique ascension through time and trial layer not present in most static mythological primordials. Amin Parker's parallels to Prometheus. A deep dive. Amin Parker aligns remarkably well with the Prometheus archetype from Greek mythology, especially as a modern, redemptive, primordial-tied figure in the Aminverse. Prometheus, the forethinker, is a titan who defies the established order to elevate humanity, suffers greatly for it, and ultimately enables a new cosmic era. Here's how Amin embodies and evolves this myth. 1. The defiant ascension and gift of power. Prometheus steals fire, knowledge, civilization, divine power from the gods and gives it to humanity against Zeus's will. This act sparks human progress but angers the ruling pantheon. Amin Parker, his ascension beyond physical existence triggers the collapse of the prior universe, meteor strike, dimensional rupture, while leaving a surviving primordial remnant. By becoming Shinkaku and later leading the 12 through time displacement, he effectively gifts foundational power and continuity to the new reality and his family line. Parallel strength. Amin's actions are not theft but a cosmic sacrifice that seeds the current universe. Like Prometheus bringing fire, Amin brings the primordial essence and the closed causal loop that anchors the 12 as reality's backbone. 2. Suffering, sacrifice, and the eternal loop. Prometheus, punished by Zeus with eternal torment, chained to a rock, liver eaten daily by an eagle for his defiance. He endures for the greater good, knowing eventual release. Amin Parker, the time displacement during Heaven's War, cast backward, sealed powers, living through all eras as ageless but vulnerable beings, mirrors prolonged trial. The sealed Shinkaku potential and physical mortality risk represent ongoing chains. His remnant, the mascot, and the family's journey form a closed causal loop of sacrifice and renewal. Evolution, where Prometheus suffers passively, Amin's ordeal is active and familial. he carries the burden across generations, with the Most High's first preservation offering eventual redemption rather than simple release. 3. Bridge between old and new orders. Prometheus, a titan older generation who aids the Olympians' rise while championing mortals. He exists between the old chaotic order and the new structured pantheon. Amin Parker, as the central nexus and protagonist, he bridges the collapsed prior universe and the current one. He is both a product of the old, remnant essence, and architect of the new, enabling the 12's primordial status and Shinkaku awakening. His role as spiritual center ties primordial foundations to human divine legacy. Thematic upgrade. Prometheus helps mortals against gods. Amin elevates his family, and by extension humanity, in the saga, while operating as a primordial being himself, a forethinker who rewrites time for relational redemption rather than pure rebellion. 4. Knowledge, foresight, and latent cosmic awareness. Prometheus, gifted with foresight, Primordial, he knows the future and uses cunning intelligence. Amin Parker, latent cosmic awareness, enhanced neural resonance, dimensional sensitivity, and reality anchoring. As the awakening catalyst, he foresees and navigates the loop that preserves the 12. This makes him a primordial Prometheus, not just a trickster rebel, but a foundational architect who thinks across timelines. 5. Redemptive legacy and release. Prometheus, eventually freed by Heracles, his suffering enables civilization's rise. In some versions, he is reconciled or elevated. Amin Parker, the saga builds toward full Shinkaku awakening and the family's complete role on Heaven's Council. His essence transfer, via the mascot to Noriko, and the 12's influence suggest a redemptive culmination, turning personal, universal collapse into multi-generational triumph. Why this parallel fits the Aminverse perfectly. Primordial layer. Prometheus is sometimes linked to Titan primordial rebellion. Amin literalizes this by becoming a true primordial through time displacement. Cultural resonance. The parallel adds depth to themes of resilience, legacy, and rising despite systemic collapse, resonant with the Parker family's African-American divine identity. Narrative power. It positions Amin as a tragic yet hopeful hero whose fire is the primordial essence itself, shared with the 12 rather than hoarded or stolen. Potential story hooks. Conflict with Zeus-like established powers who view the Parkers as timeline disruptors. A liver of torment phase where sealed powers test the family's unity. Ultimate Heracles moment, an ally or internal awakening that fully unleashes their Shinkaku potential. This Prometheus framing elevates Amin from protagonist to mythic archetype while keeping him deeply personal and familial. It contrasts beautifully with more authoritarian primordial figures, for example, a stern Prince Parker as Zeus parallel, and harmonious ones, Mary or Princess.